Hello and welcome everybody to Cupid's favorite event. That's right, we are racing live here on this Wednesday night on Valentine's Day with the kind of mid-season finale here from the Vigilante Racing League coming at you from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We're going to have 100 laps of some fast action, some crazy driving going on all night long. So we're happy to have you joining us here along for this wild ride. So I guess it's just time to sit back, relax, enjoy the show as we get everything all started on off with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And welcome back. As always, we have to say a huge thank you to the proud sponsors and supporters of this great league of Vigilante Racing, the Vigilante Racing League here. So we would like to say a big thank you to GC Cruise Travel and Mr. Greg Klein, 918-906-5616, or shoot him an email or shoot him a message over on Facebook to get your next vacation all booked up and underway and all stress-free, because you're letting the professional handle all the tough and difficult parts for you, which just makes it even that much easier to get all sit back and relaxed and enjoying your vacation. So big thank you to GC Cruise Travel, the official travel provider of AAA Broadcasting and the VRL. Of course, big thank you as well to the Blue Fox Properties and Mr. Dave Mayberry. Give him a call at 520-850-4189. Based out of the Tucson, Arizona area, or really anywhere across the country, he can help you with his 18 years of experience buying and selling homes to get you into that home of your dreams. And with a housing market that just gets crazier and crazier, be sure to get yourself a good quality realtor today. And of course, huge thank you to Mr. Ricky Wittenberg. Give him a call at 423-444-0454 with Keller Williams of Johnson City, Tennessee. So we got you covered from coast to coast with some fantastic realtors. Be sure to give Ricky a call. And of course, big thank you to Mr. Wittenberg for DND Race Graphics, as well as the main sponsor here tonight, and for helping us out with all these splash screens and all that kind of stuff all season long. So big thank you to him and Keller Williams of Johnson City, Tennessee. As always, I am Alan Brown, and I am joined by one of my best friends out here with me, the brewmaster in general himself, Mr. Alan English, here up in the booth with me. Alan, 100 laps here at Indianapolis to close off a pretty good season, alternating back between the Gen 4s and the trucks here this season, and we're finishing it off with the trucks. Should be a pretty good night of racing here tonight.
Be a lot of fun. I mean, this 2.5 mile rectangle, very historic track, very flat, very narrow. It's hard to pass here. You know, you can get some great runs in these trucks though with the aero package that they have. So we may see some passing on the outside even. We've seen it at this track before. So, but you really got to mind left to right. You don't have a whole lot of room out here. You're not going to see a whole lot of too wide out here. We're going to see mostly single file racing out here tonight. So, you know, get the popcorn and get ready for a long race. And we're going to be here enjoying it with y'all.
And that indeed we shall. And down there on pit road, enjoying all of the action and maybe hearing some of those fights going on down in the pits as Mr. Adam Turner all locked in and loaded, ready to rumble. Adam, final race of the season. You know, it's been a pretty good season. Everyone's kept their tempers in check and whatnot, but, you know, with possibility of some payouts and some positions on the line, expect that to possibly increase here tonight.
No, it's been fun in between the actual NASCAR season. Looking forward to that cranking back up. But yeah, we had a lot of fun here, Vigilante Racing League. 100 laps, man. That's 250 miles here at Indianapolis. So maybe somebody will crash. I think turn 4 is where we're going to see some crashes. I'm hoping. And maybe one. What? I don't know. Y'all think about it. Maybe we'll get into some conspiracy theories. I don't know.
Yeah.
We're just going to have to see some fights, whatever. Let me give you the rules real quick, though. 1 fast repair, 80% fuel, 5 sets of tires total, 13 incident points penalty, 6 additional points. You'll keep accruing penalties. No disqualifications. Here's where it's going to get you. It's a little hot out there. 99 on the track.
And that indeed it is, as we take a look here at the race info before you know, iRace in just a couple of weeks is going to start bringing out the rain. So beautiful weather though here today for these drivers. Not going to have too many issues whatsoever out there. Sun is shining and everything is all bright and ready to go, bringing us down to tonight's key to the race. And man, I was doing some practice laps yesterday with some of the guys, and boy, I tell you, there's no tire fall off in these trucks. It's just a straight drop off of a cliff. You 1 second have all the grip in the world, the next, well, you're begging for forgiveness against that outside wall. So definitely be on the lookout and maintain those tires here tonight.
You know, with the tires limit set that Adam just mentioned, that they have 5 sets of tires, that sounds like a lot, right? But here in Indianapolis, they're going to go through them so quickly, as you said there, Alan, and it's going to be a nightmare for these guys once they get a couple of laps on one set, and it's just like you said, it's like the tires just disappear, and we're going to see some pushing and up into the outside wall, maybe into each other. We're going to see some guys with loose condition coming off all the turns, really, here, because there's basically 4 straights here, 4 individual turns, not like a lot of our NASCAR ovals where you have, you know, one big long turn 1 and 2 and one big long 3 and 4. So many more opportunities for the car to get tight and for the car to get loose. So it just depends on how the guys are driving the car as to which one they're going to be experiencing.
And there's an extra way to make money. I think the champion makes money, obviously, but they're going to do a random draw for $25 after this thing, man. That's
wow.
pretty cool. So,
Yeah.
that'll be a lot of fun.
That there is, as we get ready to slowly finishing up on the qualifying session here tonight. We thank you all for tuning in and watching. If you haven't done so already, be sure to hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you get alerted every single time that we go live. And of course, if you enjoy any of the racing action, be sure to hit that thumbs up button so we can continue to grow this fantastic community. With about 30 seconds left in qualifying, this is normally where I would say, hey, let's go and take a look at those points, but things are all locked up. But we're going to keep it a secret. We're not going to tell you guys who's officially your season champion here this season until the end. Gonna have to force you to stick around.
We know already?
Yeah, we know.
Oh.
Well, at least I know.
He means he.
Oh. Man, I was about to say.
Thanks to everybody for joining us in the YouTube channel already out there. We've got 12 watchers already. Thank you all so much. Lofi Evans out there. Old Earl said he's got macaroons out there. Jeff Snow saying let's go. Albert Anderson's pop saying let's go, Albert. And Greg Dobson's ready to go with his race car emoji. And looks like the field is gridding up now behind the pace truck.
And that indeed they are, as we go ahead and head on down and tell everybody where their favorite driver is starting here tonight on our official starting grid, with the 33 of Jess Vaught getting pole position here this evening. He's going to head the 43 of one of Canada's own, Mr. John Curtis, in that 43 machine starting to his outside. The 27 of Timothy Pope with a great starting spot up there in third here this evening. The 53 Jeremiah Burke with a solid top 5, fourth place starting position here. You got the double nickel starting in the nickel spot. Mr. Ricky Wittenberg getting it all kicked on off there in fifth. To his outside will be the 01 of Kelly Keel, who I guess was just absolutely tearing it up on Monday. So definitely keep your eyes on him here tonight, starting in sixth. Seventh will be the 3 of Mr. Austin Paul, having a pretty good run towards the end of last week's race, trying to continue that momentum here tonight. The 23 of Sean McDonnell, another one of Canada's drivers up there, getting it started here today in 8th, with the 92 of Greg Klein getting started in 9th, and the 85 Mr. Greg Dobson. So we're going to have 3 Canadians all up inside this top 10, as Mr. Dobson does indeed round out your field starting top 10.
Yeah, the Canadian drivers really making a mark the past couple of seasons, and it's good to see more and more of them joining the league here. And looks like the 6 of Trevor Robertson will start in 11th place. Outside row number 6, Dave Mayberry in the 29, who picked up a win here a couple weeks ago. The 14, Dustin Eaton, starting in that 13th place. 14th will be Albert Anderson, America's driver, in the 99. The 18, Andrew Player, starting in 15th place. Outside row number 8, Edward W. Smith in the 63 machine. Our buddy Earl Evans in the sponsored, not sponsored, number 13, Bad Luck Machine, will start in the 17th place. 18th will be Chandler Paul, Chan the man there in the 72. Rounding out your top 20, making up row number 10, inside will be the 123 of John Gallagher, and the outside will be David Fight in the 1.
Al Vaughn, the 16, 21st, 22nd, Mike Adamson. The 88, George Rincon, 23rd. Jacob Young, 24th, 25th, good enough. John Osborne, 26th. Scott D. Howe, 28th. Andrew Cawthon, 29th. Deion Jones, 30th.
And that will be your field here tonight, as your drivers make their way all lined on up side by side behind that pace truck here, getting ready to head on live to that green flag for the first time here tonight. And Alan, one of the things that doesn't really get talked a lot about here at Indianapolis is how narrow that front stretch can get, where if a bottleneck happens coming on down across that start-finish line, man, it could turn what would normally be just a minor incident into a big wreck real quick.
And the reason is there's no escape route, right? The barrier between the track and the pit wall there makes it very, very narrow there. So there's little room for error. And if a truck goes around, it's pinned right there. And everybody's going to have to split, try to go around them. And if they're broadside, it's going to be very difficult to get around that truck or trucks. It could be a multi vehicle incident there. So, yeah, definitely watch out for that pile up on the front stretch.
And that indeed, as the pace truck peels on off down onto pit road for the first time here tonight in this season finale here from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We are green flag racing for the first time here tonight, as everybody puts the hammer down. 33 of Jess Vaught leading the way down into turn number 1. The 43, clipping the grass just a little bit, which is just as bad as driving on ice. Able to get that squirrely truck back under control as they enter down into turn number 2 before they exit their way on to the backstretch. 53 Jeremiah Burke able to leapfrog and out of some of that dangerous positions here, as the 33 of Vaught continuing to try to drive away and open up a very early lead here. 23 Sean McDonnell tucking backing into line behind the 43. We also got the 3 of Austin Paul going side by side here with that 085 of Dobson, who's been working some magic up against that far outside lane as they exit out of turn number 4 and lap number 1 now officially in the books. 14 of Dustin with a Y. Dustin eating alongside arch nemesis, that 29 of Dave Mayberry, side by side as they go through turn number 1 into that short little chute before turn number 2. 6 Trevor Robertson tank slapping the outside wall just a little bit here on lap number 2. You got him and Albert Anderson having a little bit of a tussle over some positions there, right behind the 92 of Greg Klein. Number 1 of David Fight side by side with the 123 of John Gallagher as they head on down into turns 3 and then eventually turn number 4. And this is the time when the getting is good, when you have the fresh tires and can make some passes. Who's gonna be maybe saving a little bit for later?
Yeah, they got some heat in those tires now. They're really enjoying the grip out there, but you know, it's not going to last, guys. Enjoy it while you can out there. We're still seeing a little bit of side-by-side action out there. There's still a few battles, not completely single-filed yet, but a lot of the field's starting to spread out a little bit. Thank you so much, that S4 guy, for joining us tonight, pulling for Albert Anderson out there, and Taylor Provax, of course, pulling for the 33.
Yeah, the fall-off's going to start happening. Is that already going on, Brown?
Just getting a little slippery and slidey. It was 3 wide there going into turns 1 and 2. I had Craig Goodenough, Jacob Young, Kyle Vaught all fighting over some positions right behind the 81 of Jonathan Osborne. So it's there's still some good fighting going on.
They raced the Gen 4 car here? I mean, I don't remember if we did a race with the Gen 4 car here at Indy.
Yeah,
I don't know.
we did.
Okay, cool.
I don't remember. I know Greg Dobson, the 085, he's really trying to impress at least me with the flecked, that paint, red fleck paint scheme. Love that.
Truck here.
Just reminds me of like an old bass boat or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Looks good.
Milwaukee Tools 085 machine, Mr. Greg Dobson. Doing really good up here, already up a couple of spots. He started inside that top 10, now he's even up there, even further up into 8th, so having a very lovely run right now. And they've all kind of shuffled down into that single file racing, which is it's kind of what we expected here and why we're expecting a relatively clean and some really long green flag runs here tonight.
Adam, I know you remember this, Adam, but remember when Milwaukee Tools and Makita, they had the calendars they would give the mechanics, you know, that had the girls holding the tools and stuff on it. You'd hang it on your toolbox at work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those were great. I don't know why they got rid of that. I mean,
that's what reminded me of that paint job. Yeah.
Okay, is that Canadian red or is it communist red, or is there a difference?
Milwaukee Tools red.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
That's bass boat red. Yeah. Could be maple leaf red. You never know.
I'm just getting confused where the line is at this point, you know?
How far can you go with your craziness?
Right, exactly.
So we took a ride there with the 72 of Mr. Chan, the man, Chandler Paul, as a few drivers trying to sneak on by him here. Looks like maybe the 72 snagging that outside wall a little bit. Truck already feeling quite a bit tight with the 16 of Kyle Vaught coming up onto his back bumper right now. His brother, the 3 of Austin Paul, still up there a good chunk of the way, up in 9th with Jeremiah Burke now, though, starting to hunt down that 33 of Jess Vaught. Jeremiah, one of those drivers that we saw him late last season really come alive with some really good finishes and fighting for some wins, and that's what he's doing here once again here tonight, fighting here late in the season, trying to pick up a win.
Team ain't dead yet. A couple of drivers here working together really well. You know, you get a couple of trucks together like that, they can really control the racetrack due to the limited passing lanes and stuff that you have here at Indy. See if any of that kind of strategy comes into play. Adam, that's like me. I'll go low and you go high, and we'll just clog the track up for these guys.
Injury. Yeah.
Strategery.
But do the drivers know who's going to win this thing? Are they still think they're in it?
Well, I mean, they're
The
still
championship, you know.
Oh, I don't know.
So you're saying it's a mathematical lock?
It is a
Or-
mathematical lock.
Okay. I've got some ideas of who I think it might be. Thank you, Taylor Provax, for joining us again out there, saying he may be number 16 out there on the track, but number 1 in her heart. Love you, Kyle. Let's see some damn good racing out there tonight. Annalie Tovar out there pulling for 14. Team Tang, baby. And then I've retired me doing the orangutan thing because I'm not very good at it. And then Gene Porras out there pulling for the 16 as well.
You ready for me to blow your mind?
What?
It's actually Analea.
What? Is it really?
Yeah,
I've been calling her Annalie for a year and a half.
I know it. I just found out the other day from
Analea.
Dustin.
Okay.
Glad to have you
Way
with
to
us
go.
here, Analea.
Dang,
Way to
you're not
go.
going to hurt our
Whole
feelings.
year.
Analea, you're not going to hurt our feelings for saying your name wrong. Let us know. Send us some hate mail.
At least one of us will definitely enjoy the hate mail. It's the 89 of Craig Goodenough out there going side by side with the 81 of Chachi, Mr. Jonathan Osborne. Right behind them, you got the 10 of Andrew Cawthon and 16 of Kyle Vaught still locked into some side by side with a 13 of Earl Evans back there as well, as they make their way on down the backstretch here, eventually getting things all spread on out. But the 81, he's not done. He's still ready to go battling with that 89.
Good luck to all the drivers out there trying to make some points in vain out there tonight. Well, the great thing is we're going to have a lucky draw driver. That's keeping a lot of these guys interested. I think they just like racing with each other anyway. They don't really need an incentive to race tonight, but there is an incentive nonetheless.
Well, and I mean, not only that, but, you know, with this being the season finale, still want to put on a good show to get invited back. I mean, very popular league here at VRL, and I mean, we see a whole bunch of good drivers coming through here, and I mean, pretty much everyone you see here tonight, absolutely fantastic drivers, and at any given week have a opportunity to pick up a big time win, and so they're also racing for a little bit of that, just making sure that hey, I'm pressing the bosses here.
And the great point you make right there. This is, this is an in-demand league here. Not many leagues out there have a wait list, and have guys that want to be invited back, because that doesn't always happen. Sometimes we'll see drivers that, they'll race a season here and they won't be invited back. And sometimes they'll be back a year after or so. It's pretty exclusive. It's kind of like your treehouse fort when you were a kid, Adam. There's just a short list of people who were allowed.
Oh, Joe Strike got the 5th grade burned that one down. We couldn't have it anymore. We had
Man.
started a big fire. Yeah, kind
Sounds
of
like it might
wind
have
got
been
to
fun
it.
to watch.
It was.
Was it arson?
But, yeah, there was no intent. I don't think.
Disgruntled former member of the club, or
I think he was just trying to have some fun.
let's play with matches. Don't do that, kids. Don't play with matches and start fires or burn couches on levees. And
I told him not
stuff
to.
like that.
I mean, totally burn the whole thing down.
Now, take a look at this. Told you at the beginning, keep your eye on this driver. 01 at Kelly Keel, flying by and trying to get around that 53 of Jeremiah Burke. Is he going to try to maybe set up for a little bit of crossover here coming out of turn number 4? Just going to have to wait and see for a second. No, not quite yet. He's going to have to maybe regroup and regather. But again, we're already here onto lap number 12, and I mean, we've already seen these lap times inflate by about 2 seconds.
Ticking on up. It's going to get even slower and slower as they wear on these shoes out there.
Yeah, they're going to want some pretty quick, I think. But only 13 laps in, it's going to be tough.
So can we expect pit stops only at the end of fuel runs here, or are we going to see some guys pit a little earlier just to get some fresh rubber, even if it's green?
Yeah, I think fuel run here, the way everything is all set up, is right around 20 laps. So I think they're probably going to try to stretch this thing on out to 20, especially with the 5 total sets. I think is what Mr. Turner informed us for. You know, because I'm a fantastic friend and take great notes whenever he's talking.
Thank you.
By that, I didn't take any notes at all. I'm just shooting numbers out of my butt that I think you said.
Yeah, it sounded right.
That's good enough for me. But yeah, I expect probably some full fuel runs here tonight, there, Alan.
It'll be good to see. The green flag pit stop, infamous to these drivers. Hopefully they got enough practice Monday. You know, you said you raced with them Monday some, and did you see many guys getting dinged for penalties and stuff on pit entry? I mean, this is a fairly, I won't say it's an easy pit road to get onto, but you got plenty of room to get slowed up and make sure you're doing what you need to do.
Yeah, in terms of difficulty coming down to pit road, this track is definitely not one of the harder ones. You got plenty of room to enter and whatnot, but that commitment / slowdown cone that they have out there, man, that's pretty much right by the entrance. So you have to really be watching how fast you are coming in. I wouldn't be surprised if we maybe see a few people caught speeding while they were trying to come on down, but knowing these guys, I'm sure we'll probably not see a single one because these guys are so good.
Well, not only that, but Adam down there on pit road, the pit road speed limit 60 miles an hour, which is kind of high compared to most other tracks. So you think we'll see some guys locking on the brakes and sliding through pit boxes? I guarantee you we're going to see at least a couple.
Yeah, I think so. Somebody's going to make a mistake, I guarantee you, especially with worn out tires like they are right now.
Yeah, worn out tires indeed here on lap 16, but we still got some fights going on. The 43 and the 23, 2 Canadians going at it side by side. Right behind them, you saw the 92, the 6, and the 085 flip-flop in positions for a little bit here as they make their way on down the backstretch, all fighting over some top 10 positions there. 18, Andrew Player coming up alongside the 123 of John Gallagher. 18 finally back up to where he first started here tonight as he slips back into 15th place. So a little bit of a rough start for Mr. Andrew Player, but he's working some magic and trying to bring it back around.
Edson Ochoa, our amigo down there in South Texas, pulling for Jacob Young out there. Jacob in the 17 machine, currently still on the lead lap, about 20 seconds behind the leader. As long as he can stay on that lead lap, he's got a shot here at getting a good finish. Bringing up the rear is not always where you want to be, but he's playing the long game here tonight, keeping that truck safe.
Yeah, indeed, and does appear. I'll show him here in a little bit, but Jacob Young, if you remember, as David Feit having a little bit of an issue down there on pit lane and had to jump to the pits. So I don't know if he maybe had a little whoopsie or whatnot. We'll take a look here in a second. But yeah, Jacob Young was racing with his GT3 wheel on his wheelbase here last week. Well, looks like he's got everything all fixed on up, so he's got his normal kind of NASCAR wheel up on the rig here tonight.
Roundy round wheel.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a quick look and see what happened with... Oh no, David Feit as he was coming down the front stretch. Oh my goodness. almost a caution here. I don't know exactly what happened. It looks like he just kind of, I don't want to say broke loose, just heading down straight, and then just smashed the inside pit wall. And just took a hard dive to the left. Oh, I wonder if the one machine had a wheel disconnect by the way that thing kind of looked and
That's
how it
what
took
it looked
off.
like, a hardware failure. That's what it looked like, man. I think maybe he had something disconnect. Oh, man. I'm a little delayed here on the replay. I just now saw it. My goodness.
Yeah, so hopefully everything's all right there for Mr. Fight, and he can get everything all fixed back up and come back and rejoin the track and all the racing action that we got here on lap 19 as we're quickly approaching that lap 20 mark as the 14 of Dustin with a Y, Dustin Eaton, going side by side with the 43 of John Curtis, moving his way on up into that top 10. 33 Just Fought still with a pretty significant lead right now, about a second and a half. Just kind of keeping that thing in cruise control right now.
Take care of the truck. That's what you got to do at this point. A lot of racing still left to go. 20% through the race here.
And that
Hope everyone took their bathroom breaks and everything. This is going to be a long one, guys.
Hey, you ain't kidding there, buddy. I know. I definitely got it before we got going here as the 18 Andrew Player going side by side with the, well, it looks like the painted 7 machine, but I think that's the 63 of Edward Smith. No longer in that, oh no, I'm thinking of someone else. It's Scott Howell in the 187 who's got the complete white, but even his paint scheme got uploaded, as we do have some people coming on down into pit road. John Curtis, Dave Mayberry, Jonathan Osborne making their way down into the pits along with Earl Evans. Our first few takers out here as the 33 Just Fought continues to guide the charge here. Coming on down the back straightaway, expecting pretty much everyone else to come on down here, all within a few moments of each other.
Well, a very happy birthday to Edson Ochoa's mom. Having a birthday today, so he's spending time with her. Feliz cumpleaños. And also happy birthday to my wife. It's also my wife's, Maria. It's her birthday today as
no
well.
kidding.
Valentine's Day, baby. Sure is.
Wow. That's awesome.
She turned
birthday.
29 again.
Awesome.
Or I
Perfect.
forget how many times she's turned 29. It's
Good.
like-
better be quiet. She can hear me.
29 and 5/16 or something like that.
Sure.
It's Vaught, Burke, Player, Gallagher, Little Vaught, Goodenough, and Young make their way on down into pit road. Timothy Pope and Kelly Keel still hanging around out there on the track. Same with a whole bunch of other drivers. So they're really trying to push this one all the way to the end. And I can kind of imagine why. I mean, if you can run this thing maybe that couple extra laps, that's going to, by the end of this thing, oh no! 55 Ricky Wittenberg coming on into entries. Gets all loosey-goosey and spins out, and that's going to cause an absolute cluster there at the entrance of pit lane, and the yellow is out.
What's
We knew this might happen.
yeah, but I mean, it wasn't that big a
Slowing
deal.
down.
Nobody really got
No.
damaged too bad.
Oh, man, yeah, just
It's
trying
bad
to
enough
slow
cause
up.
yellow.
Yeah. Well, I think it's, again, because the pit road is so tight, it's not like you got a giant infield between the racing surface and pit road that, you know, some people trying to avoid Ricky as he was sideways there. The 23 was very slow, and he was just up onto the racing surface as people were going by, so I think that's why iRacing threw that caution there. But yeah, unfortunate there for tonight's race sponsor, Mr. Ricky Wittenberg, as a whole bunch of people are going to be kind of stuck a lap down here. Thankfully, you can really get through your pit stop without going the complete lap down here at Indianapolis. So not a whole lot of people having too many issues with that, but do have quite a few, like Kyle Vaught, Jacob Young, Earl Evans, Dave Mayberry, all stuck that one lap down.
Here we go. There's already some more guys coming back down. Not for penalties. These are guys that didn't pit the first time there.
Yeah, gave him a chance to do so.
Yeah. And they didn't have to come into the pits, at speed, race speed.
Even with that, watching pit road here, looks like the 14 Dustin with a wide missed his pit box by about a foot and had to throw it in reverse real quick and move his way back on up. That's costed him a little bit of time. Thankfully, not enough to really lose too many positions here.
It happened to at least 2 trucks that I saw. And we talked about that pre-race. We knew that might be an issue, this fast pit road. It's easy to overdrive that box when you're used to 45 or 50 or 55 miles an hour. That extra little bit of speed really messes with your stoppage.
Man, you ain't kidding. You know what always got me? And I don't know why, but we could be at like a super short track like South Boston or something with a pit road speed of like 35, and I'd still slide through my box. But I'd come here in an Indy car, and I could put that thing on a dime. So
now all that grip with a lot less weight, you can get that car to stop quick. These trucks are not like that.
as we get everybody all regrouped and re-racked here momentarily, gonna have the 6 of Trevor Robertson guiding the field here with the 92 of Greg Klein. Is gonna be starting to his outside, so maybe choosing the pit stops when they did. They're getting a couple extra positions out of it. 01 Kelly Keel, Jess Vaught, Jeremiah Burke, John Curtis, Sean McDonald, Craig Goodenough, Andrew Player, and Jonathan Osborne all up inside this top 10. Boy, let me tell you, I was doing that little bit of a practice race kind of thing, and Craig Goodenough was in there. And boy, oh boy, is he quick. He was absolutely flying around this track last night.
Yeah, he just hadn't had the best of luck this season, but hopefully he'll be back for the regular NASCAR season that's going to get fired up here real soon.
So we're now officially a quarter of the way through this one here on lap 25, getting ready to go back to the green flag here for lap number 26. Still a whole bunch of great racing action yet to come for these drivers, and again, really not too many damaged race trucks from that outside wall that we've seen here either. Really, the biggest damage that we have seen thus far has been that caution cause with the 55 of Wittenberg, and he really didn't get that banged up, but the one of David Feit really, it's the one that kind of got hit the hardest here with damage.
And it was bad enough that he went ahead and put the truck up on the trailer. That hauler's getting ready to pack up and leave down there on the infield. David Feit done for the night.
Yeah, it is a long road trip from Indianapolis to Daytona, where in a couple of weeks they're going to be picking up the season here once again as the pace truck peels off down and out of the way, getting ready to head on back for the second time here tonight as we go green flag racing once again. 01 Kelly Keel getting The 53 of Jeremiah Burke straight up the tailpipe there to give him a little bit of a bump to get going, as the 6 of Trevor Robertson breaks free and clear of all the chaos. 92 Greg Klein up along the outside wall here, still alongside with that 01 and the 53, kind of splitting the difference here with the 33 of Just Fought in tow behind that 53. Everybody is fighting for whatever positions that they can gather, as here we go. 33 of Just Fought, he's tired of waiting. 3 wide as we head on down the backstretch and into turn number 3.
Everybody's back single file again at this, or a double file after this restart. So once again, we'll have the danger of these guys running out of room side to side and creating some contact.
As everything gets all sorted out up there, up at the front. Still got some fighting going on here. You got the 085 and the 10 of Andrew Cawthon. Dobson looking towards the outside and really getting some good run with those fresh tires along that outside lane. He even leapfrogged over the 28 of George Rincon. '89 Craig Goodenough and 43 of John Curtis going side by side here. So they enter into turns, I think it's 1 and 2. Nope, 3 and 4. That's all right. They single file out as they head on down the home stretch. As 085 continuing his kind of drive for a possible top 10 finish, even better as he gets around the 81 Jonathan Osborne. Now he's sitting right behind the 63 of Edward Smith. Osborne now just, man, he is being hunted down by a pack of wild dogs here as the 10 of Andrew Cawthon and 123 of John Gallagher make their way around him. And now here comes that 28 of Rincon. You can see the 27 of Timothy Pope alongside. Man, he's going side by side with quite a few drivers out there. 13 Earl Evans being one of them, as Dave Maybury kind of currently stuck in one of those lap down positions, just trying to fight as much as he can to possibly get a lucky dog a wave around here if we see another caution here.
Adam getting together some Florida man stories for us? Hope so. I haven't heard any in a while.
I know.
Oh man, looked like the 187 machine a little bit loose there. He's got the 27 of Pope pushing as hard as he can right on his back bumper there to clear the trucks in the outside lane. The leader of those 2 trucks was the 81 Chachi. Looks like he had Mayberry right behind him. So a little 2-truck action, a little cooperation between the 187 and the 27. And now they're leaving the other pack there, that secondary pack in the dust.
Hey, you are not kidding there, Mr. English. And that kind of highlights one of the crazy aspects here at Indianapolis is down these straightaways, man. You want as much draft as you can get because you can really fly around here. But the second you get to any of these corners, you want as much room as possible because any of that dirty air just makes it harder and harder to get around the corners. And the harder it is to get around these corners, the more tire wear you're using up.
So I guess, draft as much as you can, and your positioning right as you enter the first corner there in the pair of corners. Your position right there is the most important thing. You're trying to get a fender in, or trying to take, maybe the outside away from the guy you're trying to pass. You're setting yourself up to be in a great position at the end of that straightaway every time you have a straightaway. I guess that's what these guys need to be thinking of.
Sweet. Take a ride here in the middle of the action with the 13 of Earl Evans. Ooh, kind of got picked there a little bit with the 81 of Osborne, who's tagging the outside wall. Little scrapes and bumps and bruises going on as the 99 of America's Driver tries to sneak his way up underneath, trying to be a little sneaky with some 3-wide action. There's the 13 dives up underneath the 81 of Osborne before filtering on out back to some single file here. So some really good driving there from a whole bunch of drivers.
Live. This has been some great racing action here so far. The only truck that's still running that's not on the lead lap is Dave Mayberry. Currently in 28th position. Let's see here, so he is in line for the lucky dog. Should caution come out quickly here.
As we take a look behind the 16 of Kyle Vaught, where America's Driver is starting to try to chase him on down, and you can see the Cookie Monster of Earl Evans right there behind him.
I think Earl can put away some cookies. I've seen him put away some pizza on camera.
Oh yeah, I
Put away
mean,
any cookies.
he's got a fantastic company based out of Florida. It's a cookie company all over that truck of his there, and kind of feeling that's probably where he got the macaroons from. But
Macaroons, maybe.
But yeah, I wouldn't doubt. I mean, you know, cookies are good. So here's my question to you, there, English.
Yeah.
Do you like a good kind of like crumbly cookie, or do you like a softer cookie?
It depends, man. If it's chocolate chip, I want a soft cookie. If it's a snickerdoodle or something like that, I want a crunchy cookie. I mean, it's all style dependent. That's I know probably not the answer you wanted, but
No, that's-
oatmeal cookies, I want a soft oatmeal cookie with extra raisins in it.
No, it makes absolute sense.
Ginger snaps and stuff. I want something crunchy.
Yeah, no. Hey, yeah, that definitely makes sense. I'd 100% agree with you. They got a cookie place up by me where, you know, they've got the chocolate chip cookies that are as big as dinner plates. You know, one of those humongous things.
Yeah, I've seen those.
I don't know how the heck they have that baking and all that stuff timed, but it's like perfect. Like the edges are just good enough that it doesn't fall apart as you try to lift it up. This giant dinner plate of a cookie, but you literally need like a pie slicer to chop it into pie slices.
Yep. Yeah, I've seen them cut them with a like a pizza slicer, like a pizza wheel, you know. And then, you know, our brewery every now and then we'll have a special that has chocolate chip cookies, and they make them in the pizza. They run them through the pizza oven, but they've got it timed, and they've got the cookie size and stuff just perfect to where you can take 100 cookies and run them through the pizza oven, because it's a conveyor type pizza oven, and they come out perfect at the end, and they're beautiful cookies. Can't wait till they put them on special again, because I'll go back in the kitchen. I'm like, oh, this one's broken. Oh no, I'll break a cookie and eat it. Can't serve the broken ones.
No, I guess not. No. and of course, you know, it can't let it go to waste either. I mean,
True. I'm still working on that beer and cookie dad bod. So,
well, isn't it like grandpa?
well,
bod
it's grandpa bod now. Yeah, pawpaw bod.
It's the 23 Sean McDonald kind of stuck against the outside wall there as a few trucks squeeze out on around by him, as the 01 of Kelly Keel going side by side with the 53 of Jeremiah Burke, as we got a VRL, or I should say Vigilante Force top three in the top four. That's what I'm trying to say.
And you got Jeremiah Burke playing spoiler right there in the 53 machine, trying to separate some of these teammates out. Craig Goodenough, who you said was really fast here during the practice race, worked his way up from 25th, currently in 6th position, threatening to break into that top 5.
As we got a whole bunch of the Canadians all teaming on up here. Dobson, McDonald, and Curtis all grouped on up together. They're missing their fourth one with Mr. Jack Dixon here tonight. Hope Jack's doing all right.
Well, they probably got orders from their supreme leader. You know, stay together.
Dominate the
And
American.
try to take the Americans out. I mean, I think that's part of the thing here. Sorry, I got a lot of stuff going on.
.187 is Scott Howell locked into some good racing and some good fights right now. 27 Timothy Pope back here in 16th. Howell 17th. Wittenberg fighting on back after his little whoopsie down there on pit road. Trying to slide back up a couple of positions here. 29 of Mayberry still, I believe, the only car that one lap down, so he is still locked into that lucky dog spot. But up here, up at the front, the 6, Trevor Robertson, guiding the way here tonight as we're quickly approaching lap number 40 here. And even though we did see the caution come out there and just after lap 20, I'm expecting maybe some people to really stick with their intended strategies here tonight and probably come right on down right around lap 41 again.
So only a couple of laps away from some potential stops here. Yeah, Dave Mayberry definitely needing that caution, but he's not in a hurry to get it because look, I mean, you've got at least, what, right at 20, 25 seconds between the leader and the back of the pack. So Dave is going to continue to be the lucky dog until the leader passes somebody else there. I guess it'd be John Osborne. 81 Machine is the next guy in line there.
He's still behind Kyle, though. That's key, isn't it?
Well, that's true, yeah. Kyle is definitely, he's
Kyle Bott is
right where he
leading
started.
Dave Mayberry.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's
That's
crushing
like it's like a thing right now, you know?
him.
Uncle Dave.
He's just making Dave look silly. That's going too far. You can't do that.
Yeah. And I do have to apologize to you, Turner. I didn't get you any of my favorite prop bets for this past Super Bowl weekend out to you in time.
Yeah, I could have used those. I bet you would have won us some money.
I did. I hit 1 out of the 4.
No.
Wasn't
Betting ponies?
nah, Super Bowl stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought San Fran was gonna run away with that one, but they did not, and alas, I lost a chunk of money. I got some of it back though. I did bet the purple Gatorade as the Gatorade color that gets dumped on the coach, and
Well,
got that one.
What was the odds on that? What are the odds on that?
Oh, it was not a lot, like 25 or something like that.
It's a strange bet.
I bought some squares in a buddy of mine's donation. I can't say what it really is. It was a donation thing. Anyway,
Yeah.
I was throwing my money away again. Idiot.
It's for fun.
I could have bought half a gallon of fuel with all that money.
Gallon?
Could have fed my family.
How much did you spend?
$20.
Oh my god. It's like $2 3 years ago.
Yeah, it's true.
13, Earl Evans making his way back out onto the racetrack. Same thing with the 81 John Osborne as they all came on down in for their pit stops here as we're continuing to watch a good battle between the 89 and the 88. Craig Goodenough and Mike Adamson. And then just up in front of them, you got Jeremiah Burke and Dustin Eaton going side by side as we're quickly approaching these next rounds of pit stops.
This is where Analea lets out the ooh,
Oh, see, that was a good one.
or however
sure
it
I
goes.
can do that.
I forgot how it went.
No, that was it.
I was on the
Sounded-
spot, so I kind of forgot.
That was strange.
No, that was it. That was perfect. I think Discord doesn't like it when it gets up to like the higher register of it. So when you start low like that, it catches a lot more of it. Ooh.
Whoa.
So we got one snagging the outside wall there, right in front of the 123 John Gallagher. Oh, that was a 13 Earl Evans. Little slipping and sliding there.
Time for tires, Earl. It's time for tires.
Oh, he's already come
Everybody's
down.
Everybody's
Oh,
kind of
here
hitting
he
the
came
wall
down?
here.
Yeah.
A lot of people are sliding into the wall. I don't know if you've noticed some of that out of, 4 and stuff. I don't know.
Our buddy Cruz out there joining us once again in the YouTube chat said, Chandler the man handler. Let's go, baby. We are going to riot if he loses.
No, you can't really ride on like stuff like that. You might go to jail,
Well,
but
If you
If-
call it a mostly peaceful, whatever it is.
if you burn something down in the name of, something
Chandler.
silly,
Yeah.
you feel free. But make sure you burn stuff. That's where you get off.
You can always say Chandler's finishing position matters, and then there you go.
Yeah, that's all
go
you
on.
need. Just start throwing Molotov cocktails wherever you want,
Chandler doing all right? Where's he at here? Chandler the man handler.
24th.
24th. Oof. Better pick it up there, Chan.
Oh, it's a
This is a
53 of Jeremiah Burke. Does almost the exact same thing as Ricky Wittenberg. Oh, still down on pit road, and we remain without a caution here, and keep going with the green flag. But that also checked up the 89 of Craig Goodenough, who was following him on in the 29 of Dave Mayberry, as they had to wait for the 53 machine to get pointed back in the right direction.
Minimal contact there, but that costs a lot of time, and it's probably going to cost those few drivers there a lot of positions.
So we take a look, and as 53 comes on down, and just getting a little too firm on those brakes, and the 53 going on around here. So he was at least again able to get it pointed in the right direction, and no caution here as the 6 of Robertson, followed by Jess Vaught, Craig Klein, Kelly Keel, and John Gallagher make their way on down. Albert Anderson, John Curtis as well coming on down into the pits, as the 14 of Dustin Eaton's going to be leading a couple of laps here as he waits for his turn to come on down into the pits.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but this being a fixed setup league, they can still adjust brake bias, right?
Yes.
I mean, okay, so Jeremiah, it looks like his rear's locked up before his front of his truck got planted, and may have caused him to go around. Could that be a brake balance bias issue there? Or?
Yeah, it definitely could be, and I could understand why. Because maybe to get around some of these corners, as we see Eaton, Adamson, Dobson, and McDonald come on down into the pits, especially with some of that tire wear, maybe you want to drag the brake a little bit, but you don't necessarily want to like completely kill off your revs. Well, in these trucks, the rear brakes are actually smaller than the front ones, so might as well just send the braking power to the back. Don't lose as much speed and try to keep up that momentum as much as possible.
Is it all discs or is there a drum in the back?
They're all disc. They're all
Like
disc.
my '05. With the drum in the back.
My old
disc
truck had
in front.
drums in the front too, and it was a pain to change them things.
I hate those things.
That spring goes popping across the garage, and you just want to throw something.
Then you lose it or you
The little
break
star
something.
wheel, you put the star wheel in backwards, and it won't
Mhm.
ratchet, and you're like, dead gummit.
Yeah, done that a few times.
Edward Smith coming on down into the pits for his next round of pit stops here. As Eaton rejoins the racetrack right between Greg Klein and Kelly Keel. Timothy Pope and Ricky Wittenberg still stand out on the racing surface, as well as the Paul brothers and George Rincon. We wait for them to make their final round or their next round, not final round. Still got at least one more pit stop to go, maybe two.
Cruz is excited. Chandler's in 5th, but he's still got to come down. Why? Lap 24, yep. He's still got to come down again in this round. I think he's kind of waiting to see if a caution would come out before he committed to pit.
Which, I mean, it definitely reasonable. We've already seen 2 incidents down there on pit road.
That's something when you... Adam, we've all been in that situation where we're like, oh, I hope somebody crashes so I can come in and get my little free pit stop.
Well, and you sometimes you bank on it because you're so kind of far behind. You just kind of roll the dice like you're in Waco. Yep.
As the action continues to head back out on to the racetrack, 6 of Trevor Robertson back out there in the lead with the 33 of Vaught and the 28 of Rincon still sitting there in 3rd.
Deion Jones and Kyle Vaught both serving black flag penalties. Too fast on the pit lane.
That's hard to do over there too.
Well, I don't know. I've lost track before, and
Were they racing each other down there?
I don't think so. I don't think they were. I don't know. Were they next to each other going in? I did not see when it happened. I just saw the flags after the fact. Oh, now Jeremiah Burke with a black flag. My goodness.
Well, Jeremiah Burke also came in, 3/4 sideways, so that...
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, if I was iRacing / the invisible NASCAR, stewards, I would just say, he served his penalty by messing up already. So he
Lost enough time.
Yeah.
The punishment already would fit the crime there. Time served.
Time served.
Well, Andrew Player, bad connection issue. We saw his quality go down. His quality of his connection go down to about 17, and packet loss.
Yeah.
Andrew Player disconnected. So hopefully he'll be back.
Hopefully. Unfortunately, up here in the Northeast right now, we got some pretty strong winds blowing around. So hopefully he's able to.
He's up there, pretty close to you.
Yeah. So hopefully.
Is he Mount Washington areas?
No.
Okay.
It's only about an hour north of me.
Oh wow. You guys need to go drink a beer together one day.
I know.
Yeah, that's always cool. I like cold ones.
Of course. Speaking
Mount
of
Washington, is that the coldest place in the world?
Highest winds or something?
yeah, it's
Or in continental United States or something, right?
Yeah,
no. Well, the tough part is, right, because it is a scientific observatory or whatever. It's one of the highest places that actually has a wind meter and all that kind of stuff. So I'm sure there's other places where the wind's gotten even faster, but
Right, it's got the data collection point.
Yeah.
Kind of like,
average, it's higher than.
do you think there's a directed energy weapon there, kind of like
No.
there is in Antarctica? Okay, just checking.
see, I think
Antarctica.
People trying to stand up, and then the wind will push them across the
Yeah, that's fun.
village there. It's kind of fun.
Well, do you because I know both of y'all have seen the James Bond movies and all that kind of stuff. The Arecibo observatory thing from
GoldenEye.
from GoldenEye there in Puerto Rico. Do you think that's why they let it, kind of rot itself away is
fall
because
apart.
they got caught,
I think
trying to build an
SETI
energy
ran-
weapon.
I think SETI ran out of money.
It did.
And, I used to have that thing 20 years ago on my computer. It was called SETI at home, where it uses your computer as like to data mine to try to decrypt all the signals that the SETI radio telescope was receiving. So to try to break down and figure out if there's any patterns in it. You remember that? You might not, Brown. It might be a little early. This was
I
late
did-
90s, early 2000s.
Are you talking about the people that talk to aliens?
Well, no, they just listen for aliens. They didn't talk to anybody, as far as we know.
Well, you don't know, do you?
No.
That's what I thought.
And
Only
knowing
they
half
know.
the battle, yeah.
Right. But some people do know. But it's not them.
Who's them?
They're the ones that are listening.
Oh, okay. Scared of aliens.
I mean, why would you be? They're the ones that built those pyramids.
I
Oh.
thought that was
No, it's not
the
them.
Egypt.
No, they didn't do that. No, that was the aliens. It's not in your textbook at school.
I don't think it was the aliens, my friend. I think it was like the original ancient Florida man that probably did it.
It was Charlton Heston and a bunch of other people. I saw that in a movie once.
Oh, Charlton Heston. Yes, the original Florida man. Took
No,
a
it's
rocket ship.
The Ten Commandments. You remember the Pharaoh had Charlton Heston and a bunch of other slaves building
Yeah, that was in.
building stuff?
I remember '63 clearly.
Cecil B. DeMille's biggest movie? That was 1956, man.
Close enough.
Yeah. Charlton Heston built the pyramids. Like Obama said, you didn't build that. Somebody else built that. It was Charlton Heston.
Oh, like Al Gore did the internet thing. He invented that. I don't know if y'all heard that.
I'm just saying it wasn't aliens.
No, beg to differ.
Ooh, as out there on the racetrack, though, the 10 of Andrew Cotton would beg to differ with the 89 of Craig Goodenough over who wants to own the final spot inside of this top 10 here as they go side by side, trading a little bit of paint there.
Well, I know Cruz is probably getting his riot gear together. He's duct taping phone books on himself right now because Chandler, after that pit cycle, he's now the last truck on the lead lap, currently in 23rd place. So, yeah, Cruz, get those phone books taped to your body and find some kind of crude shield, like a trash can lid, maybe some stuff to throw. And don't forget, like, a mask to wear for when the tear gas comes and just be ready, buddy.
Yeah. It's always good to have a gas mask around.
Russ Endicott, great point there. That's right. Cleopatra was a much bigger. It was the most expensive movie ever made. If you change everything to today's dollars, it was incredible. Well, if any movie has topped that one since. Yeah, good point there, Russell.
What do you mean? Topped
you-
it since.
Adjusted for inflation, the movie Cleopatra with who's it? Elizabeth Taylor was like the most expensive movie ever made, and that was also Cecil B. DeMille. Oh, I didn't know he did Spartacus too.
He's diving in the weeds.
Yeah, we're going to all these old movies. They're all movies about ancient times. Ben-Hur, yeah. Well, this race is really after these green flag stops, the field really spaces out, and I think this is what you saw a lot of Monday, wasn't it, Brown? You got some action out there?
Yeah, it's had the 10 of Andrew Cawthon smacking against the outside wall a little bit. He and Sean McDonald and the 89 Craig Goodenough were having a pretty good battle out there. I mean, same thing with the 6 of Robertson and the 33 of Vaught. I think Vaught's just been kind of teasing his way back up to that back bumper of the 6 and just trying to, keep the 6 honest and be like, hey, if you make a mistake, I'm going to be right back up there on you. But in the meantime, we're just going to continue to cruise this one on out as we're here on lap 60 out of 100s. Based on previous pit schedules and everything, got about 5 more laps before we start seeing people come on down for another round of tires and fuel, with John Curtis trading spots with the 085 of Greg Dobson there for a quick moment.
Just to hit on old movies and ancient stuff. When I was a kid, I always thought locusts were going to be a much bigger problem than they are now, because of how bad they were portrayed in movies and at Sunday school and stuff.
It's a biblical thing.
Yeah, it's Sunday school. You hear about the locusts. And I thought, oh my goodness.
Oh, they're coming probably this year.
Locusts coming
Probably
through that'd be scary. I don't want to be covered with bugs.
It'll probably be this year, the way things are going.
The cicadas are going to be super. It's like a double brooding season that only happens like every 200 years or something is happening this year. At least down here in Louisiana. I don't know if it's happening everywhere else.
Oh, it's everywhere.
Ugh, it's crazy. Yeah, Jacob Young got his roundy round wheel back on there. You're right. I see it now.
That he does as he continues to make his way around the track, really kind of out in his own land right now. A whole bunch of space, kind of like he's in a qualifying effort right now. And which is a really good time to put laps away here as Osborne and Evans make their way on down into the pits. Now John Curtis making the dive on down into pit lane.
Don Curtis started outside row number 1 here tonight, and pretty good job of keeping that 43 clean. Sure enough, here coming up real soon, we may see another massive amount of pit stops here. What do you think about another 3 or 4 laps?
Yeah, right there about. We did see a few people able to stretch out their run for quite a while, like Deion Jones. He last pitted on lap 48. Also had like George Rincon, who last pitted on lap 49. And that was right around a 26, almost 27 lap run for those guys. So definitely be on the lookout for maybe some late strategy here of trying to maybe make this a possible last pit stop for a couple of these guys. Maybe throwing some wrench in the strategery. But for pretty much everyone else, expecting one more pit stop after this.
Oh, Yahtzee, did you just see Craig Goodenough smack the wall? He pancaked the right side of that truck pretty hard there coming out of the turn.
Yeah, that he did, and thankfully it looked like it was about time for his pit stop, so he was going to come on down into pit road and maybe use up his fast repair real quick and get ready to head on back out there. Greg Klein in a pretty good fight right now. He's got the 27 of Timothy Pope on his back bumper and the 01 Achille Keel right in front of him.
Oh, Greg, he can put you on a cruise ship anywhere. Don't forget that.
Yeah, even to Antarctica for you, buddy.
Well, no, I think I'm changing my mind.
Yeah, you don't want to go to Antarctica anymore?
No, I think I want to see like mayhem, like Australia seems like you could die there pretty easy, like snakes and sharks and crocodiles. So that'd be pretty fun to watch people go swimming and just bet if they make it back in. No.
Well, I'm
Probably
just
not.
thinking. I mean, you also got the swarm of like box jellyfish too. So.
Ooh, those are dangerous, aren't they?
Oh yeah. I mean, one by itself, the sting hurts, but it's not crazy. But when you get into a whole mob of them, like 100 plus, it could turn out not so good for you.
What is it that got the crocodile man?
What? Oh, the stingray.
Oh, that sounded painful.
Well, you also that's why you also don't mess with animals when they're just chilling out. It's the 92 Greg Klein makes his way on down into the pits. Sean McDonald and Greg Dobson making their way back out of the pits as running the fastest lap of the race. John Curtis from way back starting to fly his way back up through the field. As this next round of pit stops continues to cycle on by with the 6 of Trevor Robertson out in front, 33 of Jess Vaught, 14 of Dustin Eaton, 27 Timothy Pope, 99 of Albert Anderson in your current top 5.
Albert's been winning a bunch lately. We'll see if he's got anything left in the tank. I think he won what? Like 4 out of 5 one week, or over a 2-week span. He's been on fire.
Yeah, 3 out of 4 1 week. I think. It's hard to remember. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, definitely hard.
Something like that.
I mean, 10 of Andrew Cawthon having a good battle with America's driver right now, slipping down underneath him here. So go through turns 1 and 2. But no, Australia would be a pretty good cruise. You know that cruise that me and Greg are taking to Alaska? That ship is currently down there in the Australia-New Zealand area.
Is it?
Yeah, and so what it's actually going to end up doing here in a couple months is taking a trip from there up to, it's like a 19 or 20 day cruise as more people come on down into the pits. Like a 19-20 day thing up to Honolulu, and then from Hawaii it goes to Vancouver.
I'm sorry, dude. 20-something days, I would gain 80 pounds. Gain
What
80
about the
pounds
one-
on a cruise ship.
There's one going on where it's like you're hitting like every country or something.
Oh yeah, they've got the
no.
whole things like around the world cruises and all that kind of stuff. That take like 6 months or something to do.
Jeez.
Yeah, some lady died on that. I think she was elderly, no controversies. She might have had too much shellfish or something, I don't know.
But as Timothy Pope comes on down into pit road, I think you got to remember here, English, is that these ships are so big that you're gonna lose all the weight that you ate just from walking to the restaurant or to the main dining room or wherever you eat.
Oh,
But are there people that get those scooters and just hover around everywhere?
Very few.
I saw that in a movie called Wall-E.
Yeah.
People
Oh, that
just
was predicting the future.
yeah. People on a ship, and they're riding around in like a wheelchair, and they don't even have to do anything.
But all of them.
Machines do everything for them and feed you. And
I think they were telling us what's about to happen in the
Yeah.
future. Yeah, Wally, that was fun.
Yeah, I took my kid to see that. Oh man, how long ago was that? He was
Oh,
little.
it's got to be 20 years, 15.
Grown now. Something like that. 15 years ago.
How are the pools? They got diving boards and stuff. Like to do like a gainer or something.
Oh, I
Cannonball.
don't know about other cruise lines, but I know the Carnival cruise line. I know you'd like Carnival because they tend to have a lot of fights there, Turner. So you have
they like
something to watch.
party, you know?
Do they really?
Yeah, it's a party. Like it's kind of like a lower middle income, you know. There's no elites on board, I don't think.
It's
So
a
the real
Southwest
people are
cruise
fighting
line.
it out.
What do you fight about though on a cruise?
Well, I mean, you can fight over anything. Last piece of fish, a chicken wing. You could fight over.
It's my turn on the artificial wave machine.
Yeah, somebody cut in line. Somebody crashed somebody on the go kart thing.
Oh, the bumper cars thing. Wasn't Greg and was it Greg and his wife and somebody else? They were the hit squad. They go pick somebody at the bumper cars and go just try to destroy them and give them a concussion.
Yeah.
Were you on that one with them?
No, but we're revitalizing
Okay, that was
it here
different.
coming up.
Okay. They're like, pick number 17. All right, everybody try to give them brain damage by hitting them as hard as you can.
Well, that's always fun.
As Ricky Wittenberg.
I'm exaggerating.
Yeah. And so Ricky
Slightly.
Wittenberg is guiding the way here with about coming up onto 25 laps left to go as he makes his way on down into the pits. That's going to leave the 6 Trevor Robertson and the 33 of Jess Vaught out in front. They're about 2 seconds clear of Kelly Keel, who will be taking over that third spot when they get all wrapped back around. Timothy Pope now running the fastest lap of the race, a 51.41. Just absolutely flying around there.
So is it now a race of let's see if we can get this thing across the finish line on fumes? Or is it we're going to go as far as we can so we have the best tires at the end of the race?
Somebody will try the fumes.
Well, it looks like a couple people are going to try the possibility of the fume strategy, like Ricky Wittenberg, who is just coming on in. But the Paul brothers, Chandler and Austin, they last pitted lap 48. They are still out there. Same thing with Edward Smith, and I think is George, and George Rincon as well. He's still on out there. Man, I think they have a very possible chance of getting this one to the end when they make their final round of stops.
Look at Cawthon and Pope both pitted on 68. I don't know if you can do 32. I think that might be a little bit outside the realm of possibility here for fuel mileage, but I've seen some crazy stuff happen in these races on fuel mileage with guys short shifting. Well, not here, obviously, not short shifting here, but definitely doing a lot of early lifting and easing back into the gas and drafting with people and just running 3/4 throttle. So,
well, here's a possibility for some of your answer here. The Paul brothers coming on down and in. So that was about the 25, maybe 26 lap run.
they'll be good to the end then.
Close, because I think we're still like at the 26 mark right now.
Okay.
So it's close. It's definitely
That's borderline. Huh?
it's borderline. Make sure those roll bars are very full.
Get that 3-inch fuel line that they're running.
As Jess Vaught able to leapfrog over the 6 of Trevor Robertson and take control of this race. 23 Sean McDonald going right back to battle with the 43 of John Curtis, going side by side, battling for 9th and 10th right now. And really, that's a closest battle that we got going on. Everybody else separated by at least half a second. Jonathan Osborne's got a little bit of a gap. Same thing with Greg Klein. Greg Klein's gap, though, is starting to slowly get eaten away by the 27 of Tim Pope, which, of course, Tim Pope, known to chew up leads that people have.
Known to do that over the years. Paul Brothers loving the new tires. Austin getting way out of the gas, trying to save here. Chandler running a little quicker up ahead of him there.
The biggest problem for them, though, is they're now officially, a lap down. Just Vaught and Trevor Robertson were able to get back around them. So it's one of those, are they going to be able to get back around and then get back around essentially again to A, get that lap back, and then B, pass for the lead when pretty much everyone else is going to be doing some pretty quick pit stops. I wouldn't imagine anyone's going to double stint any tires. I think everyone will take full tires, but I don't know if they're going to take full fuel.
Yeah, at this point, you kind of just want to load what you need, which might be 3/4 of a tank.
What's Russ Endicott talking about this weapon? I Googled a little bit of this. You read what he said?
Yeah, there's classified report from, well, his last name is Turner, Representative Turner.
Mm-hmm.
Brought it up during a...
And you don't think he's related to me?
Thing.
Look,
Oh,
it's not classified if he knows it.
It still is classified, but they're trying to get it out some sections of it declassified just so it can be talked about in open forum. There's a space threat, I guess, probably from Russia.
Well, that's why we have Space Force.
They're trying not to panic everybody by saying, it's not that big a deal. It's not an imminent threat yet and all that.
Well, here's the deal. If you're going to do anything as another country, now's the time, Look, the time is now. We're asleep at the wheel, literally. I mean, the guy allegedly in charge has been asleep since 6 p.m. after he had his blue plate special at Luby's.
Hey, man, Luby's, I don't care. Say what you want to. My grandma used to take me to Luby's.
I grew up on it. I'm telling you, but
I love Luby's.
He's already had that at about 5 p.m. and he's done with it.
He's been in bed for
and the ice cream too. But his handlers aren't. They're still awake, killing chefs and everything. I mean, I didn't say that. I didn't mean that. Retract. Back to racing, Brown.
Yeah, having some good racing there as Greg Dobson makes his way on down into pit road. Kelly Keel moving his way on up here. He's sitting in third. He does have the 14 of Dustin Eaton, though, hot on his heels, battling for some possible podium positions here at the end of this one. Trevor Robertson has not let Jess Vaught go yet either, still hanging on within a slight little stone's throw there. Albert Anderson tucked in right behind the 89 of Craig Goodenough here, so he's still fighting inside of this top 10. Scott Howell trying to chase down that 123 of John Gallagher up inside of the top 20. And that's about it. Everyone else is kind of spread on out. A whole bunch of lap traffic now. Jacob Young is the last car left on the lead lap there in 17th for the 17. But again, just a reminder that the random draw for, I guess, the extra $25 that's going to be dished out on this one, it could go to anybody as long as you're still running in this thing. Looks like Jeremiah Burke may have called it a night or didn't check his fast repair or something and has been stuck on pit road for quite a while.
He may have used that fast repair and then had some damage, maybe. I'm not sure. Currently being scored 29, 30 laps down, so.
Yeah, but
Mercy.
you're still in there. You can get $25. You got to keep racing.
17 trucks still in the lead lap here. Jacob Young holding on to that final spot back in 17th place, but great job by him working his way up from 24th. 17 machine still trucking along there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Russ, EMP, can you imagine what would happen if all of a sudden all the continental U.S. just lost all their electronics?
That's going to happen. Don't
It
worry.
would plunge us into absolute.
But we have a plan to talk to y'all through ham radio. We'll talk about that later at some other time. I got all the equipment. We're just trying to fire it up.
You better-
for testing.
You better harden everything, put a Faraday cage around all this.
Well, I got all that stuff.
Otherwise-
You don't think I haven't prepped for this? Come on.
Yeah, lots of window screen.
You know what's happening.
The aluminum type, not the fiberglass.
Well, we can still chat. We won't be able to talk about this because we'll be in dire straits. We can talk about other stuff.
Like what? You got a Florida man ready?
Oh, no.
No.
You had one job.
Well, no, I thought that was for something else. I didn't get prepared today, but I can. Just give me a minute and a half. Let me see if I can find something.
Okay. We got about 18 laps left to go here. John Curtis and Ricky Wittenberg trading some positions here. Ricky flying around the 43. But again, Ricky's got about 10 laps fresher tires there, so really no contest there. As the 88 of Mike Adamson and the 23 Sean McDonald making their last final dives on down into pit road here. Same thing with John Curtis. I think realizing his lack of speed has pulled him up a little bit, coming on down into the pits. Still, though, the 33 and the 6 machine, I mean, this race isn't over. It's not one single guy driving away from it. There's still going to be a battle for the possibility of a race win here, as Vaught and Robertson having a really good event here tonight. Got the 13 Earl Evans making his dive on down into pit road.
I mean, I'm trying to find something fresh. You know, like, this is pretty new. This Florida man, he decided to attack his friend over an Xbox dispute with a samurai sword. So, I mean, that's kind of cool, you know.
That could get messy, man.
Well, I mean, that happens when you're on the Xbox machine, you know. Be ready to die by samurai
That happens
sword
when
at any
you're
moment.
on something.
Yeah, be ready to die by samurai sword at any moment.
Get ready to be unalived by a large piece of freshly made steel death.
Well, that's a fresh one.
Just
That kind of
Vaught
stuff happens daily.
making his final pit stop here. Kelly Keel and Greg Klein coming on down and in for their final pit stops here. You got Trevor Robertson staying on out with Dustin Eaton and Timothy Pope. Gonna be running a few more laps here. 16 yet to go before we close this season on off.
This just in, 49ers fired their defensive coordinator, Steve Wilkes, after he kept playing 5 deep at the end of the game, just letting Mahomes run and run and run and run. So the
It's hard to
game,
stop them. I mean, I don't know why you fire somebody after over one game.
I mean, they're the second best, so
So this
you
is a
should have done
championship,
better. You're fired.
and you had a bad race. Do we fire you?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, if you're the 49ers, yeah.
No. Russ Endicott keeps pumping stuff out there. Has he seen War Games?
No, but
I'm
he's
sure.
read the book called 1 Second After.
I might have to Google that one.
We're gonna have to look up now.
Use
Right.
the Googler.
Let's see. He keeps talking about the Russian nukes and those EMPs. I'm more worried about a solar flare. We're due for one.
We're overdue for the poles of the Earth reversing, which means we'll lose our magnetic field for a short time, which will leave us exposed to.
They told me that was
everything.
going to happen a long time ago, just like the Ice Age was going to happen again in acid rain. I've been hearing that since '82.
And the
Sure
super
not.
volcano, the Yellowstone
Yellowstone,
National
yep.
Park. Yeah,
I'd be more afraid of that one. Because they'll probably do it themselves. You know, they'll set it off somehow.
And
Bill
the giant
Gates will fix something down in there with his team and just blow it up.
and the giant killer asteroid that they're not going to tell us about.
No, they don't want us to know.
Because Bruce Willis, I'm not sure he's up to the job anymore. He's got some-
Wow. That's
he's
even
getting
for
up
me.
in age, you know.
No, he's not. He just has issues.
What issues? He's old.
He's got the dimensions.
Oh, does he? Oh, damn!
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. He's in pain right now.
Well, maybe Billy Bob Thornton can help. I don't know.
I hope so.
Who else in the movie was worth anything?
His partner.
Oh, the new Batman guy, Affleck. Yeah, Ben Affleck.
Oh, no. He's no
He was-
good.
He was in the movie, yeah.
He's
him
a
and,
sappy.
Him and the guy that's in every single one of Adam Sandler's movies too. Steve Buscemi, who was he was a New York City firefighter before he became an actor. Did you know that?
Yeah, I knew that.
And on 9/11, you know, he went back to his old engine company and worked like 2 days nonstop trying to help people.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that about him until years after.
American Patriot. Rutabaga.
100%. Kind of off in the weeds here, Brown, but racing action about to wrap up here in about, 12 short laps?
It's something like that as the 43 John Curtis and the 10 Andrew Cawthon start to head on off into a good little battle of their own. Pretty much most of everybody who's needed to come on in for their final pit stops have done so. Ricky Wittenberg, possibly one of those drivers trying to stretch this one on out. I don't know if he's going to be able to make it all 29 laps that he's going to have to do to stay out there, out in front, and at the same time hold off a gap of about 8 seconds that Jess Vaught is currently charging straight on up through, who is sitting in that second spot, where Trevor Robertson didn't pit with Jess Vaught here. He waited a couple of laps, and it's actually costed the 6 machine a little bit of time. That just tells you how much tire wear and your pit strategy and effectiveness comes to count here tonight.
Ricky has won at least one race that I can think of off the top of my head where he stretched it to where he was on fumes and he ran out of gas at the finish line. Looks like Ricky trying to that same thing again here, but that gap is falling quickly to Jess Vaught. 7.4 seconds, now 7.3, now 7.2. It's falling that quick, and he's only got 10 laps to go here.
And that indeed is to Platinum Racing teammates. Going to be changing their team name here coming up next season, but Dobson and Adamson trading some positions here as Jonathan Osborne getting caught up in the mix here with Cawthon and Curtis.
I can't wait to see the silly season updates that we get from VRL to see who's changing teams, who's making new teams. Always love looking at the silly season news when they have it.
Are we doing that still? I want to know who's trading teams. Maybe there's some bad blood around here.
Well, changing teams or renaming their team or hiring different drivers or it'd be interesting.
That's normal though.
A couple weeks we're gonna find out when they take Daytona.
Oh, I can't wait. Is that next week?
I think it's week after. Is it week after next or next week?
I think it's a week after next. I think there's a week break.
After. Okay.
But I could be wrong.
I'm so ready to have racing back, you know.
Well, the eNASCAR 500 recently, I think, just happened.
Did it?
What?
Are they? Does the eNASCAR guys go before the race or after the race?
I didn't know there was such a thing as eNASCAR.
The eNASCAR Coca-Cola Series thing.
I think.
On iRacing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because I know the 500 is this week/this weekend that iRacing is hosting it, like their special event stuff.
They do a week before. I think they're probably trying to hype up the week. That's a pretty big race. Everybody, a lot of people watch.
It's almost like an endurance race, really.
Well, an iRacing community, kind of a big deal, you know. I watch some of it usually. I try to give the guys pointers. I'll email them and text them how they did it to broadcast, you know.
Yeah.
You know what they need to work on.
That being said, I want to thank all of the drivers that run AAA broadcasting in their paint somewhere. That means a lot to us. We don't ask them to do it. We don't pay them to do it. They just do it, and we thank every one of them too. That's really cool to see. Thanks for all the support, guys.
Yeah.
Sorry, Brown, I stepped on you there.
Oh, you're fine. As we continue to close out this season and this race session here, about 8 laps left to go. Ricky Wittenberg still out in front, but that gap has dwindled down to about 2 seconds here. And you can see that 33 of Jess Vaught lurking in the background, just ready to pounce and make a move here, battling for this race win. But the problem is, right, Ricky's been dealing with these old tires and trying to save fuel and doing all this stuff. Indy is not the easiest track to pass people at. There's a possibility that Jess Vaught might be getting caught up to the 55 here, which he looks like he's going to do within the next lap or two. It's not going to be necessarily the easiest thing to get around him.
Ricky just needs to block. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do it. And he's not going to be able to fight Jess off for more than a lap or two. And he's got, what, 7 left to go. So, yeah, it's...
and it doesn't look like he will make it as he peels off down onto pit road. So, Ricky Wittenberg, a valiant effort. But yet it comes to an end here with the 33 of Jess Vaught taking over the race lead here once again. The 6 of Trevor Robertson about a second and a half back. Can he find some late speed in those tires to try to find his way to battle for the race win here, or will Jess Vaught drive on off out into the sunset here tonight? Well, coming on down to it, so we'll find out here shortly.
Listen to the radio, Deion Jones, Chandler Paul. They had to have made contact right there, but you can hear him going, whoa, on the radio. That was pretty good. Brown, I'm going to grab me a refill real quick to catch the end of this race. Be back in about 2 seconds.
Oh,
not
2 and 2.
And 2 and 2 here is looks like Chandler Paul coming on down into the pits for a final splash and go to finish this one on off. And then you got that's pretty much it. Andrew Cawthon still having a good little battle though. He's sticking to the back bumper, the 085 of Greg Dobson. He now looks down low and able to squeeze on by. John Curtis trying to hold off Jonathan Osborne, who's there about a half second off his back bumper here, as we got about 5 laps left remaining.
Well, we were kind of warned that this was going to be just one of these races that just kind of goes on and on.
And that that we were.
That's all right.
I have been in contact with the, chief steward and league director there, Miss Lori here throughout this race, and I will not expose her here tonight.
You signed an NDA, didn't you?
I did sign an NDA, so I cannot discuss what we discussed, but
Well, either
she's
way,
having
we're
a
gonna
great
be
time.
talking to Jess Vaught, whether or not he finishes on the podium or not. So
You ruined the surprise.
No, he's the league.
Oh, that's also true.
spokesperson.
Oh, you just gave away the surprise.
No, I did. See, English, you keyed me up.
No, I don't think so. I thought we were just talking to him because of the season coming up.
Well, we're getting a preview of next season.
Whatever. Maybe nobody caught it. Either way, the 33 had just fought. That gap is starting to dwindle down a little bit. 0.7, getting close with 3 laps left to go here in this season finale from Indianapolis. Some close racing going on. Greg Dobson, John Curtis, John Osborne, all in some close proximity to each other. Same thing with Edward Smith and Ricky Wittenberg. They're going to be battling for possible top 15 positions here, as there goes Curtis looking down low on the 085, almost making some contact. Oh, and there is some contact there with the 81 of Jonathan Osborne as he tries to sneak on through. Woo. That would have changed things up quite a bit if we saw something there.
And don't forget, after the race, stay tuned for our lucky draw driver is going to be receiving a cash prize. I think that's why. Is it Jess that's announcing that?
Well, I've got the number picked and all that, so.
Oh, okay, it's already done. Gotcha.
You already picked the number? How do we know?
Well, I picked the number, but it still depends on whoever finishes in that number.
He
Oh.
rolled like one of those big DND dice, that's got like 29 sides on it.
I got like a shooting pain in my neck right now. So
It's
been
from this
throwing me
voodoo
off.
dial. Is it
that
working?
what
My
you did?
voodoo dial,
Oh, it
my
is
voodoo
water.
dial is working?
God dang it, Fat Tuesday. Dang it, they got me.
I used a splintered chicken bone to poke your voodoo doll in the neck.
It's working. It's working well.
Well, speaking of chicken, here the white flag waves, and we're about to claim a winner chicken dinner as the 33 at Jess Vaught makes his way down the backstretch. The 6 of Trevor Robertson trying one final attempt to charge and run and get back around that 33 as they enter turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Some lap traffic doesn't look like it will come into play here as the 6 close that gap even more down to 0.2 seconds. Exiting out of turn number 4, it's going to be a long drag race back down that 1 yard of bricks. But in the end, it will be the 33 of Jess Vaught picking up the race win.
There you go.
Finish. What a great effort. I got to mention it one more time. Ricky Wittenberg with the fuel strategy thing, trying to make it work. Just not able to make it work and still finishing on the lead lap. But these drivers up front right here, Vaught, Robertson, Eaton, Pope, Keel, Klein, Adamson, McDonald. We see these guys week in, week out just go out there and kick ass. I mean, they just great race car drivers. This is a technical track. A tire saving track, a fuel saving track, and I like it as it's not the most exciting track, but it's the most challenging for these guys' skill set. I think to have for a final race. So I think it was neat. I hope everybody enjoyed watching it.
I think they
fun.
did. And in terms of your question there, fellas, about the 27 of Tim Pope gives the 33 of Jess Vaught, hey, congratulations, pump. Your random draw driver finishing number will be the driver that finished in 18th here tonight.
Who would
I've
that
got
be?
Jacob Young.
Hey, look at that. So Jacob Young
I've got Jacob Young.
went in an extra $25 here tonight.
Wonderful. Yeah, he's showing on both scoring. Yes, Jacob Young.
Do a little housekeeping, a little typing. I don't type very well, guys. I don't know if you all know this.
I mean, it's better than DW.
DW. I miss him.
We'll be seeing him here back in, we're closing in
When's
on it. I
that
think
start?
the beginning of March, I think we'll start seeing the
Okay. Well,
Num Thumbs Racing League back in action.
cool. $25 to Jacob Young. Sweet.
That's you could treat yourself and your significant other to Whataburger for $25.
No, you couldn't actually.
Yeah, you can.
No, it'd
Just
be
get
close.
everything medium sized. You don't need a large on everything. You can't finish. You're not gonna
No.
finish. You're not
It'll
gonna.
be close.
It's deadly close. Yeah.
You know they put a Whataburger in Vegas, man. You see that?
Nope.
Pretty cool.
I've never been.
Well, I haven't been to the Whataburger in Vegas, but they got one now.
You could go to In-N-Out for one person probably.
I'm not going down there. I don't need that.
I went to one in California when I was stationed there. It was many, many moons ago. It was 1999.
I had it
It was a
before.
lot cheaper back then.
I think I was in New Braunfels or something. Had it about 2 o'clock in the morning. It wasn't bad. After a rough night.
But gyms and
No, I've had that in San Antonio. No, that's terrible.
gyms and Waffle House and you got to be able to fight though. If you're gonna eat at those two places in the
Oh, I was ready at
you
gyms.
better know how to fight. Yeah,
I was ready.
saying
That indeed, as we go ahead and start some of our driver interviews up here tonight, starting us off will be our third place finisher, the original orangutan. It's the Dustin with a Y, Mr. Dustin Eaton, driver of the 14 machine here tonight, finishing up on that third place in the podium, man. Congratulations, Dustin. Long race. It was a long way, but you were able to get a job done there and pick up a podium finish here tonight.
Well, Alan, I'd like to thank you for that awesome introduction. That was a sweaty one, I'll tell you that. I felt like the first and second, pit flag, I had more speed than anybody. Well, not anybody. I was catching them for sure. But then that third one is like Trevor and Jess. Mainly Trevor. I mean, he just turned on the jets and Jess maintained the lead, man. So good on them. Good on Pope. He was tracking me down. A great race all around, man. I feel bad. Andrew Player, he disconnected. Packet loss there, so I think he was in third. But other than that, man, we had a pretty good night. Was it an enjoyable watch, fellas?
It was. We kept talking about strategy and what was going to happen, and the differences and how people were running the track, and it was a lot of fun for us to watch. It kept us guessing. Analea was out there pulling for you the whole time.
Yeah, baby.
We did a couple of the orangutan calls out there for you, but
Yeah,
you
man. I can't wait to watch it back. I love me a Tang.
but congrats, and you guys fixing to roll into the next season. It's not going to be the back and forth split
Oh yeah.
kind of informal season that you just had. It's going to follow NASCAR schedule and starts out with Daytona. What are you looking to get out of this season? Besides obviously some wins and a championship.
Well, they always say you come out of this stuff with better friends than you started it. That's not happening this season. Okay, I'm getting that 1X,
Ooh.
and that's all that's mattered. Team, listen, Pope, Jess, everybody that's watching this right now, I'm getting that X, boys. I'm coming. Watch out. No friendly Dustin. Well, kind of friendly Dustin, but don't wreck me, I won't wreck you type stuff. But yeah, I'm trying to get that championship, man. That's all I really need in life anymore. And then a couple road courses. Really looking forward to getting on those, and Coda especially. So really partial to that track. So it's going to be a good time, man. A lot of new guys coming in.
Dakota's kind of close to Temple,
Oh yeah, we go to every race. We go up there to Texas, and then we go to Coda, and Coda's by far my favorite. So
Yeah, I'm close to Texas, so maybe have to meet up there on one
Well,
of these races.
Texas race this year's April 14th on my birthday, buddy.
Oh
Be there,
man,
be
that
square.
sounds like a party, but party tonight for you.
Yeah, man.
Congrats. Who'd you like to give some shout outs to?
Well, first and foremost, my wife. Happy Valentine's Day. Thanks for letting me race and not killing me while I was in it. And then, Jess, Lori, and you guys, man. Team Tang. We got a couple new members, coming out here soon. Next season, we'll have Mr. Kevin Hunt. And now Craig Goodenough's with us. And, thanks to those guys, Andy Player. And, yeah, that's about it.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations for the third place podium finish here for Mr. Dustin with a Y, Dustin Eaton tonight. Congratulations on a great season here, buddy, and good luck coming on up in the next one.
All right. Thanks, guys.
With that, we'll take a step up the podium here real quick and take a talk with our second place finisher who charged as mighty as he could but couldn't get back around that 33 of Just Fought here tonight. But your second place finisher, the 6 of Trevor Robertson, with a great showing and some great endurance here tonight as well, man. Congratulations, Trevor. That was one heck of a run you had here tonight.
I appreciate it. Tried to stay consistent as I could, and man, if I had one more lap, I think I could have chased him down. But I was running a little bit different line, trying to keep my tires a little cooler, and I know I was pretty quick in the long run, and I think we needed a little more fuel in the truck so I could stretch it out a little more. But it is what it is. I'm happy with second place.
And look, man, congrats on the effort. Like you said, you were consistently probably the fastest truck out there. You had the fastest lap of the race, and you ran fast almost every lap. But having two or three lap newer tires than Just Fought, we thought you might be able to pull it off. We know there's a little bit of a lap traffic situation, but what is the plateau situation in these tires? Because we know that a couple of laps makes a difference for a long while, but then that difference kind of slowly fades. Were you kind of concerned about that towards the end, about not having newer enough tires late?
I'm just really uncomfortable pushing the tires. I have a bad habit of backing up the corners and letting the truck rotate a little more. Run slower lap times to keep a consistent fast, but not as fast as I can go lap. But I hadn't tried to run that hard the whole race, and I started getting hot when I got within a second of him, and I couldn't. Those last two laps, I didn't really gain much ground, but that's how it goes.
Well, it's a tough track, man. Long one too, 100 laps. So good on you. Are you looking forward to next season? I'm hoping so. And who'd you like to give some shout outs to?
I'm definitely looking forward to next season. I'm ready to get away from these super speedways, that's for sure. But now shout out to Jess and Lori for keeping this thing on the train tracks and rolling, and you guys in the booth for putting on a good show, and all my teammates at ADY for we have fun racing together, and hopefully we can bring home a championship next season.
Awesome, man. Well, big congratulations to the 6 of Trevor Robertson, second place finisher here tonight from the finale here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, man. Congratulations and good luck coming up next season there, buddy.
All right, thanks, guys. You'll have a good one.
And with that, we will go ahead and talk to tonight's spotlight driver of the evening, and that will go to the 27 of Mr. Timothy Pope, who had a whole bunch of fighting on his hands here tonight as well, man. Congratulations, Tim, on the 4th place finish here this evening. Had a great run, and man, it just looked like it was really tough to get around any of the traffic, whether you had tires or you didn't have tires.
Yeah, it's really tough. The aero push is horrible here, and then especially when the tires were off, just can't get a run. You gets under somebody, gets loose, and can't keep it down. Just can't keep no speed.
Well, you did one heck of a job out there in the John 316 Ain't Dead Yet machine. Next season, is the team pretty much staying the same? ADY, you guys having any kind of shakeups or anything? We like to talk about silly season stuff when we know a little bit about it, but a lot of teams, some of them telling us what's going on with the team, some of them kind of keeping a little bit more guarded. You guys up for any personnel swaps or anything for the upcoming season?
We haven't really talked about it, but as far as I know, I think everybody's coming back.
Well, we hope you come back, man. It sure is fun watching you run out there, and you did one heck of a job. We thought for sure, here comes Tim up through the field, and he's going to make it really exciting, and can't wait to see what you do next season.
Yeah, I probably should have stayed out on that first caution. I went and took a pit stop, tried to make it on fuel, but I couldn't stretch enough out. And after that 50, right on lap 50, I started pushing real hard, but just couldn't make up the ground.
Yeah, still had a good run. Ended up having a nice night. Who would you like to give some shout outs to?
You guys for broadcasting all year, done a great job. Jess and Lori, as always, they do a wonderful job running the league. Ain't Dead Yet, everybody on the team. Ricky Rittenberg for all the fresh paints every weekend. And I believe that's about it.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations on the 4th place finish here tonight, and a pretty solid season there for the 27 Timothy Pope machine. And we wish you the best luck coming up here next season there, buddy.
Thank you.
And with that, we move on up to our final interview of the evening. And it's also going to be the interview with your season winner as well as a race winner. The 33 of Mr. Jasvant bringing it on home here tonight, picking up the race win and the season win, man. Congratulations. Talk about a hard way to fight to pick up a win here tonight, though. Goodness gracious, 100 laps and you guys are running 95 of them under green flag. You don't have a single second to make a mistake out there.
Yeah, no doubt. This is what I expected. We generally, once we get past the start or a restart, we run green here, we run hard, and you can't afford to make the smallest of mistakes. You slide your tires a little too much, get in the pit box, come in a little too hot and miss the pit box, or you just scrape the wall, and you're going to pay the price. This is a little bit of a drafting track, but it's just one of those things you have to hit it perfectly on those lines and control your vehicle to the most.
Yeah, managing your damage, managing your line and everything, but going with that, managing fuel, managing tires. There was a couple of different strategies there. We saw a couple of guys, Ricky Wittenberg being one of them. He won a race with you guys on some strategy with fuel mileage. He's trying something like that similar again, I think, here tonight, but didn't quite make it. We thought for sure that Trevor Robertson might have caught you there too with a couple of lap newer tires. And I think he told us in the interview a few minutes ago, he said, I wish I had like 2 more laps. I think I would have had him.
Yeah, he was coming. I think he had about 2 or 3 lap fresher tires, and I knew he was coming. I was trying to save a little bit in case I had to fight. So catching me is one thing. Getting past me after you burnt your tires up to catch me, that's a whole other deal. So I think it would have been a fight, and with the race win here at the end of the season to cap off a championship season, I would have been tough to pass.
Well, speaking of the season, what happened here? I think you might be the champion for the season as well as tonight, right?
Yeah, that's right.
They just announced, yeah.
Oh my goodness, great job. Lead us into what you're looking forward to this year and some shout outs and stuff.
Yeah, so I'm real excited. Even starting next week on the 21st, we're following the NASCAR Cup schedule. as you guys are aware, but for everybody watching, we're following a schedule in which kind of bifurcating the season into two. So about the middle of the summer, we'll crown a champion for season 8, and then we'll take off for the rest of the NASCAR season, ending it with season 9 champion. And it's going to be a great season. We'll have a couple of changes. We're not going to have stage breaks this time or bonuses for that. It's going to be just straight points. We will have a championship at the end of each. A 5-race champion for the first time. We've always had 3. We'll reset the points, and we'll go with a 5-race championship showdown. So really looking forward to it, and with the modification just of a couple of different races. For instance, Atlanta is going to be the Legacy Atlanta instead of the Super Speedway version. Pretty much it's going to be exactly what you're going to see each Sunday. That following Wednesday, we're running it. As far as shout-outs are concerned, man, I mean, as always, Lori, I can't thank her enough for what she does for me and for the league. She is the heart of VRL, and just publicly want to say happy Valentine's Day to her, and I love her very much. And then Taylor for being my biggest fan. She must have been cheering hard tonight because that's probably why I won, most likely. I'm sure she wasn't cheering for that 16. My daughter Sarah, my son Kyle, obviously, I appreciate him racing with me on Wednesdays. It really means a lot. And then Brandon overseas, hope he stays safe. My team, Mayberry, Kelly, and Klein. Congratulations to Mayberry. I think this is his highest finish in the championship in 6 this season. And then Kelly finished 5th. I don't think that's his highest, but congrats to him. Good season for him. And then the top 3, I mean, Albert Anderson and Tim Pope, as always. You got to beat guys like that to get here. And it was down to the wire. I mean, I could have lost it tonight, but I was fortunate enough not to. But I appreciate those guys and what they bring to this league. And you guys, Alan, and Adam, for this broadcasters and everything that you do for us, for AAA broadcasting. And just one more thing for Lori. Hey, baby, I'm bringing home the big hardware tonight, so you take that how you will. Thanks, guys.
You hear that, Albert?
That's right.
Yeah,
sporting the big rig.
That indeed he is, as the 33 of Just Fought, your race winner here from Indianapolis Motor Speedway, but more important, your season champion here tonight as well, man. Congratulations. Definitely go out there and celebrate this one, and we'll see you guys back here in action again next season there, buddy.
You bet, guys. Looking forward to it. Have a good night.
Hail to the champ again.
And you ain't kidding here as we close things down here from Indianapolis, and boy, oh boy, it was a little bit of a long ride. It was a wild ride. It was a fun ride, but we got there in the end. One solid way to finish out a great season.
Yeah, looking forward to next season's format, and it's not going to take long before we see it unfold here next week. So looking forward to that for sure, and it's going to be great. We're going to get some new drivers in, and we're following the NASCAR schedule, so everybody's going to know where we're racing every week. It's going to be great. I can't wait.
Yeah, I had fun actually having the off season of NASCAR, having something to do. It's been a lot of fun. These guys are great. So looking forward to it next week.
And that we are, as we go ahead and tell everybody where their favorite driver ended up finishing here tonight. Starting us off is that 33 of Just Fought, picking up the race win. The 6 of Trevor Robertson was in with a shout, but alas, in the end, just couldn't quite get there with a solid 2nd place. And rounding out your podium is the 14 of Dustin with a Y. Dustin Eaton with a great run, up 10 spots on the day to find his way on to that final step of the podium. 27 of Timothy Pope, a little bit of a rough and wild one for him, but he's able to fight his way up for a 4th place finish. Oops, excuse me. And the 01 of Kelly Keel with a great run there. Thought he would possibly steal a win away here tonight, but he finishes up inside of that top 5. Just outside of the top 5 is 92 of Greg Klein with a great 6th place finish. 88 of Mike Adamson, up 15 on the evening, but he is not your hard charger of the day. He finished here in 7th. 89 of Craig Goodenough was definitely good enough here tonight, having a solid run up there in 8th, up 17 spots for the 89, but he's not the hard charger either. The 23 of Mr. Sean McDonald, representing Canada here tonight with a solid top 10 9th place finish. With the 10 of Andrew Cawthon, your official hard charger of the race, up 19 spots on the day, rounds out your field's top 10.
That was hard fought by the 10, and I know he's been plagued by problems here this season. Wrong place, wrong time. type situations, but Andrew did one heck of a job driving that 10 tonight, finishing in 10th. 99, Albert Anderson, America's driver, he'll finish in 11th place. 12th will be Jonathan Osborne. Chachi drove up a whole bunch of spots, starting 26th, finishing in 12th for the 81. The 55, Ricky Wittenberg, we talked about his fuel strategy, Hail Mary there here tonight. He'll finish in 13th place. 14th, John Curtis, our buddy up in Canada in the 43. One of our other Canadian buddies, the 085, Greg Dobson, will finish in 15th place after starting in 10th. Finishing right where he started, Edward W. Smith in the 63 in 16th. Earl Evans, same situation there. Finished right where he started in 17th. The first truck, one lap down in the bad luck number 13 machine. Jacob Young, your spotlight driver tonight, or your lucky draw driver tonight, I should say, in the 17 machine. He'll finish in 18th place. 19th, Scott Howell in the 187 MDK machine. The 123, John Gallagher, finishing in 20th place.
Dave Mayberry ended up ahead of Kyle Vaught. 21st. Chandler Paul, 22nd. George Rincon, 23rd. Deion Jones, 24th. Kyle Vaught, 25th. 26th. Austin Paul. Andrew Player, 27th. Jeremiah Burke, 28th. David Fight, 29th. And Lori Vaught, thank you again.
And that is your field here tonight from Indianapolis. As always, we thank you all for tuning in and watching and having a great time out here with us, because you guys are the reason why we do this. If you haven't done so already, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell so you get alerted every single time that we go live. And of course, if you enjoy any of the racing action, be sure to hit that like button, the thumbs up button, so we can continue to grow this fantastic community we got going on over here as well. Of course, we have to also say a huge thank you to the proud sponsors of the VRL, such as GC Cruise Travel, Blue Fox Properties, and Mr. Dave Mayberry, along with Ricky Wittenberg with Keller Williams of Johnson City, Tennessee, and DND Race Graphics. Thank you all for your fantastic support and helping the VRL do what it does best and put on an amazing show week in and week out. So big thank you to all of you. So with that, that closes out our broadcast here tonight. I believe we're taking a week break, but you never know what might pop on up. So that's why we tell you to get notified with all the subscribe and bell buttons and all that stuff, because you never know when we're going live. And honestly, some of the times we don't even know when we're going live, but that's okay. But so we don't know exactly when we'll see it, but be assured it will be soon, and we look forward to seeing y'all back out here in action very soon. Until then, though, I'm Alan Brown for Alan English and Adam Turner. We're signing off.
We gone.
See ya.